Welcome to Zenlight 8, where we uncover the raw, unfiltered truths of life that no one dares to talk about. Today, we're diving into something inevitable yet rarely discussed: the painful realities of growing old. Picture this. You wake up one day, glance in the mirror, and realize time has slipped through your fingers. The world moves on, your body slows down, and regrets start whispering in your ear. Sound daunting? It doesn't have to be. Stick with me as we explore 6 harsh truths about aging that no one warned you about, and the powerful stoic lessons hidden within them. Hit that subscribe button and let's face the journey together, because the wisdom you gain might just change how you live today. 1. The world moves on without you. As the years stack up, there's a truth that creeps into your life so quietly you might not notice it at first. It's not loud or dramatic. It doesn't announce itself with fanfare. Instead, it settles in like dust on an old bookshelf, subtle but undeniable. The world moves on without you. One day you wake up, and it hits you. The phone doesn't ring as often as it used to. The invitations to gatherings, once a constant hum in your life, start to taper off. You look around, and the people you once knew so well, the ones who filled your days with laughter and conversation, are caught up in their own orbits now. They're building careers, raising kids, chasing dreams, and somehow you're no longer at the center of it all. It's not that they don't care. It's not personal. It's just life doing what it does, spinning forward, relentless, indifferent. This realization doesn't come all at once. It's a slow unraveling. Maybe it starts with a missed call you don't think much of, or a holiday where the house feels a little emptier than it did the year before. You notice the subtle shifts. The way your kids don't need you as much anymore, how friends you used to see every week now only check in every few months. The world doesn't stop to mourn these changes, it just keeps going. And as it does, you might feel a pang of something deep and heavy, a sense that you're being left behind, that you're fading into the background of a story you once starred in. Take a moment to picture it. You're standing still, watching life rush by like a river that doesn't pause to ask if you're keeping up. The technology that once felt exciting, those gadgets and apps everyone's buzzing about, now feels like a foreign language you can't quite grasp. Social media feeds flood with updates from people you used to know, their lives splashed across screens in vibrant colors. New jobs, new homes, new adventures. Meanwhile, your own world starts to feel quieter, smaller, less connected. It's not just the pace that's dizzying. It's the realization that you're no longer part of the current. You're a spectator now, peering through a window at a world that's moved on without you. This can sting. It's a harsh, unspoken truth of aging. No one warns you how isolating it feels to watch the people and places you once held close drift away. You might catch yourself wondering when it happened. When did you stop being the one they called first? When did your voice start to feel like an echo in a room that's already emptied out? Social circles shrink, not because of conflict or betrayal, but because time pulls everyone in different directions. Friends who were once your constants become occasional visitors, their lives too full to overlap with yours as they once did. Family gatherings, those loud, chaotic moments of togetherness, grow sparse as kids grow up and move away, as siblings build their own nests, as parents fade into memory. And then there's the world itself. It doesn't just move on, it accelerates. Every day, there's a new invention, a new trend, a new way of doing things that leaves you scrambling to catch up. The tools you mastered in your prime are obsolete now, replaced by systems you don't understand. You might try to keep pace, download the app, learn the slang, figure out the latest gadget, but it's exhausting. The harder you chase, the more you feel like you're running on a treadmill that's speeding up while you're slowing down. Eventually, you might stop and ask yourself, when did I become so disconnected? When did I become invisible? That word, invisible, carries weight. It's not just that you're overlooked. It's that you start to feel like you don't belong in the picture anymore. You walk into a room, and the conversations don't pause for you. You speak, and the nods are polite but distracted. You're there but not really there. It's as if the world has decided you're a relic, a footnote in a story that's already racing toward the next chapter. This invisibility can creep into your bones, making you question your place, your worth, your relevance. You might wonder if anyone still cares, if you still matter in a world that's too busy to notice you're slipping away. It's a lonely feeling, no doubt about it. There's a quiet ache in realizing that life doesn't slow down for anyone. Not for you, not for me, not for anyone. You can't pause the clock or rewind the tape. The people you love, the moments you cherished, they're moving forward, and you're left standing in the dust of what used to be. You might feel abandoned, forgotten, like a tree left standing while the forest around it gets cleared away. It's isolating, and it's tempting to let that isolation swallow you whole, to sink into bitterness or despair, to cling to the past and curse the present for leaving you behind. But here's where the real lesson begins to unfold, and it's a lesson so powerful it can shift the way you see not just aging, but life itself. The world's relentless motion isn't something to resist. You can't fight time. You can't force people to stay close or demand that life slows down to match your pace. The harder you try to hold on, to the phone calls, the gatherings, the sense of belonging, the more frustrated you'll feel. It's like gripping sand. The tighter you squeeze, the faster it slips away. The true strength, the real wisdom, lies in letting go. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It doesn't mean you stop caring or stop living. It means accepting that the world's rhythm isn't yours to control, and that's okay. It means recognizing that people will move on, that life will change, and that your role in it will shift. And in that acceptance, something beautiful happens. Solitude, that thing so many of us dread, becomes a gift. Yes, a gift. When the noise of the world fades, when the phone stops ringing and the room grows quiet, you're left with something precious. Yourself. Think about it. For so much of our lives, we define ourselves through others. We measure our worth by the friends who call, the family who show up, the applause we get from the crowd. But when the crowd disperses, when the stage empties, what's left? You. Just you. And in those quiet moments, you have a chance to meet yourself in a way you never could before. Solitude strips away the distractions and forces you to look inward. It's not always comfortable. Facing yourself can be raw and unfiltered, but it's where the deepest growth happens. In that stillness, you discover a strength you didn't know you had. It's not the loud, flashy strength of youth, the kind that comes from running fast or shouting loud. It's a quieter, steadier strength, one that's forged in the fires of time. It's the strength to stand alone, to find peace in your own company, to build a life that doesn't collapse when the world moves on. You start to see that happiness, real, lasting happiness, doesn't come from the outside. It's not tied to how many people remember your birthday or how often you're invited out. It comes from within, from a place no one can touch unless you let them. This is the Stoic lesson at the heart of it all. Your worth isn't in the world's hands. It's in yours. The phone might not ring, the gatherings might fade, but you're still here, still whole, still enough. Aging teaches you that the external, the validation, the attention, the approval is fleeting. It's a mirage that vanishes the moment you stop chasing it. But what's real, what endures, is the relationship you build with yourself. When you let go of the need to keep up, when you stop measuring your life by the world's pace, you free yourself. You find a rhythm that's yours alone, a journey that doesn't need an audience to matter. So yes, the world moves on without you. It's a painful truth, one that can leave you feeling small and forgotten. But it's also a liberating one, because when the world moves on, it hands you something invaluable. The chance to move inward, to find joy in the quiet moments, a morning coffee, a walk in the crisp air, a memory that makes you smile, to lean on the wisdom you've gathered over the years, the kind that only comes from living through the highs and lows, to realize that you don't need to chase the river. You can sit by its banks and let it flow, knowing your peace doesn't depend on its current. The world will keep spinning with or without you. That's not a tragedy. It's a teacher. It's a reminder that life isn't about holding on. It's about letting go with grace. It's about finding strength in the stillness, purpose in the solitude, and happiness in the one person who'll never leave, yourself. So don't fear the day the world moves on. Embrace it, because in that moment you'll discover a truth far greater than the one you lost. You'll discover you're enough just as you are. 2. Health becomes fragile. When you're young, the world feels like it's yours to conquer. Your body is a loyal companion. a tireless machine that bends to your will without complaint. You stay up late, chasing dreams or laughter, fueled by coffee or sheer stubbornness. You eat what you want, greasy takeout, sugary snacks, because tomorrow always feels far away. You skip the gym, ignore the twinge in your back, push through the exhaustion because you're invincible, right? That's the illusion youth hands you. The belief that your body will always bounce back, that health is a given, not a gift. But then the years roll by, and one morning, you wake up to a different reality. You stretch, and there's a creak in your joints you've never heard before. You climb the stairs, and your breath catches halfway up. You realize, with a quiet jolt, that the machine isn't running as smoothly anymore. The truth settles in. As you age, your health becomes fragile. It's not dramatic at first. It's not like you wake up one day and everything falls apart. No, it's subtler than that. A slow erosion you don't see coming until it's already underway. The things you used to do without a second thought. Running across a field, lifting something heavy, dancing until midnight, start to feel like distant memories. Bending down to tie your shoes takes a little more effort. Carrying groceries leaves you winded. Even getting out of bed in the morning becomes a negotiation between your mind and a body that's suddenly less willing to cooperate. You notice the aches, small at first, then persistent. Your energy, once a boundless well, starts to dwindle, leaving you wondering where it went. This is the wear and tear of time, the undeniable proof that your body isn't invincible after all. It's a hard truth to swallow. When you're young, you take your health for granted because it's always been there, steady and reliable. You push it to the limit, test its boundaries, assume it'll forgive every late night and skipped meal. But as the years pile on, your body starts to push back. It sends signals. Stiffness in your knees, a dull ache in your lower back, a fatigue that lingers longer than it used to. These aren't just inconveniences. They're reminders that the resilience you once had is fading. You wake up one day and feel the weight of every choice you made or didn't make, etched into your bones. The late nights you shrugged off in your 20s now linger as exhaustion in your 50s. The workouts you skipped show up as weakness in your 60s. It's a humbling realization. Your body isn't a machine you can run into the ground and replace. It's a living, breathing vessel, and it's asking you, sometimes begging you, to pay attention. This fragility can feel like a betrayal. You might look in the mirror and wonder when your reflection started to look so tired, so worn. You might catch yourself envying the kids running past you in the park, their energy a stark contrast to the heaviness you feel in your legs. It's tempting to get angry at your body, at time, at yourself, for letting this happen. Why didn't anyone tell you it would be like this? Why didn't they warn you that one day, the simple act of standing up would feel like a victory? But here's the thing. No one can prepare you for it because it's something you only understand when you live it. Health, that quiet constant you ignored for so long, only reveals its true value when it starts to slip away. And yet, within this painful truth lies a profound lesson, one that can change how you live the rest of your days if you're willing to listen. This fragility isn't a punishment. It's a wake-up call. It's your body saying, I've carried you this far. Now take care of me. It's a reminder that health isn't something you can postpone, something you'll get to when life slows down. Life doesn't slow down, and neither should your attention to the one vessel you've been given. You can't rewind the clock or erase the wear and tear, but you can start where you are, right now, today. The lesson here is simple but urgent. Cherish your body while you still can. It's not about chasing perfection, six-pack abs, or marathon medals. It's about respect. It's about listening to what your body needs instead of pushing it past its limits out of habit or pride. Start with the basics. Eat food that nourishes you, not just fills you. Move your body not to punish it, but to keep it strong and flexible. Rest not as an afterthought, but as a priority. These aren't groundbreaking ideas, but they're easy to overlook when you're young and feel unbreakable. Aging strips away that illusion and hands you a choice. Neglect your health and watch it fade faster, or nurture it and give yourself more moments of vitality. This isn't about fear of sickness or decline. It's about gratitude. Every step you take without pain, every morning you wake up feeling rested, every breath that comes easily. These are gifts. You don't notice them until they're harder to come by, but once you do, you realize how precious they are. Your body is the only one you'll ever have. You can't trade it in or upgrade it like a phone. It's yours, flaws and all, and it's carried you through every adventure, every heartbreak, every triumph. Doesn't it deserve your care? Doesn't it deserve your respect? So don't wait until the aches turn into something more. Don't wait until the stairs feel like a mountain. Start now, wherever you are, however old you are. Eat that extra vegetable. Take that walk. Stretch those stiff muscles. Sleep an hour earlier. These small acts aren't just maintenance. They're acts of kindness to the body that's been with you from the start. Aging will make your health fragile, no doubt about it. But it also gives you the wisdom to protect what's left, to savor every moment of strength you still have. You can't stop time, but you can make the years ahead richer, fuller, and more alive by honoring the one home you'll always live in, your body. 3. Loneliness is a silent companion. There's a quiet truth that sneaks up on you as you grow older, one that no one talks about until it's already there, sitting beside you like an uninvited guest. It's loneliness. Not the loud, desperate kind you might imagine, but a softer, subtler version that settles into your days without warning. It doesn't crash into your life all at once. Creeps in, step by step, as the people who once filled your world start to drift away. Your kids grow up, move out, build lives of their own. Friends you used to see every week fade into memory, their visits replaced by occasional texts or silence. Loved ones, parents, siblings, partners, pass on, leaving empty spaces where their voices used to be. One day you look around, and the buzz of connection that once defined your life is gone. The house is quieter. The days stretch longer. Loneliness becomes your silent companion. It's not just about being alone. You can be alone in your 20s and feel fine, energized even, but the loneliness of old age is different. It's heavier, tinged with the weight of loss and change. It's the realization that the chapters of your life that were crowded with others, family dinners, late-night talks, shared laughter, are closing. Your parents, who once anchored your world, are no longer there to call. Your friends, the ones who knew you best, might be scattered. Some too busy, some too far, some gone forever. Even your children, the ones you poured your heart into, have their own families now, their own orbits that don't always include you. The world you built, the one that felt so full, starts to feel hollow, and you're left with just yourself. This can hit hard. You might walk into a room that used to echo with voices and feel the silence like a physical weight. The phone sits quiet on the table, no longer lighting up with messages. The calendar, once packed with plans, now stares back at you, empty. It's not that you're unloved. Your family still cares, your friends still remember, but their lives have shifted, and yours hasn't kept pace. You're no longer the hub, the one they turn to. You're on the edges now, watching from a distance as the world moves forward without you. That distance can feel like a void, a space where connection used to be, now filled with a stillness that's both peaceful and haunting. It's tempting to fight it, to reach out, to cling, to fill the silence with noise. You might call old friends, hoping to rekindle what's faded, or scroll through photos of the past, wishing you could step back into those moments. But the harder you hold on, the more you feel the emptiness. Because the truth is, you can't force people to stay close, and you can't recreate what's gone. Loneliness isn't something you can outrun. It's part of the journey, a companion that arrives when life's seasons change. And in old age, those seasons shift faster than ever, leaving you with more endings than beginnings. But here's where the deeper lesson reveals itself, a lesson so rich it can transform the way you see this quiet companion. Loneliness doesn't have to be your enemy. It's painful, yes, but it's also an opportunity. A chance to turn inward, to meet yourself in a way you never have before. When the world pulls away, when the voices fade, you're left with the one person who's been there all along. You. And in that solitude, you can discover something extraordinary. A strength, a peace, a connection that doesn't rely on anyone else. Think about it. So much of life is spent looking outward, seeking love, approval, companionship. We tie our happiness to others, measuring our days by their presence. But when they're gone, what's left? The answer is you, and that's not a loss, it's a gift. Loneliness forces you to face yourself, stripped of distractions. It's raw, uncomfortable at times, but it's also where you find the truest version of who you are. In those quiet moments, sitting with a cup of tea, walking alone in the evening, listening to the wind, you start to hear your own voice. Not the one shaped by others, but the one that's been waiting beneath the surface, patient and steady. This is the stoic gift of solitude, the chance to become your own best friend. It's not about rejecting connection. Human bonds are beautiful, vital, but about learning that you don't need them to feel whole. You can crave company and still find peace in your own presence. Loneliness teaches you that being alone doesn't mean being lonely. It's a state of mind, not a sentence. You can fill your days with small joys, the warmth of the sun, the rustle of leaves, the comfort of a good book. You can reflect on your life, not with regret, but with gratitude for the journey. You can grow, even in stillness, nurturing a relationship with yourself that's deeper than any crowd could offer. So yes, loneliness is a silent companion in old age. It's there, undeniable, a shadow that follows you through the years. But it's also a teacher. It guides you toward inner peace, showing you that you are enough, even when the world feels far away. Embrace it not as a burden but as a chance to know yourself fully. Because in the end, the most enduring relationship you'll ever have is the one you build with yourself. And that, more than anything, is what makes the silence not just bearable, but beautiful. For regret becomes your constant shadow. As the years stretch behind you, there's a shadow that begins to follow you everywhere you go. It's not loud or imposing. It doesn't demand your attention right away. Instead, it lingers quietly, whispering in the corners of your mind, growing heavier with each passing day. That shadow is regret. It's the ache of looking back and seeing all the things you didn't do, the words you didn't say, the chances you let slip through your fingers. One day you sit down, maybe with a cup of coffee or in the stillness of a late afternoon, and your mind drifts. What if you'd been braver? What if you'd taken that leap? What if you'd told them how you really felt? These questions start small, but they build, piling up like stones until they weigh on your chest. Regret becomes your constant shadow, a companion you can't shake, no matter how much you try. It's not that you set out to live a life full of regrets. When you're young, decisions feel light, like they're just stepping stones to something bigger. You say no to that job because there'll be another. You hold back those words because there'll be time to say them later. You let that dream fade because you'll chase it someday, when the moment's right. But then the years roll by, and someday never comes. You look back and those choices, big and small, start to take shape. The trip you didn't take, the apology you never gave, the passion you buried under excuses. They haunt you, not as loud accusations, but as quiet echoes that play on repeat. What if? What if? What if? This is one of the harshest truths of aging. Regret doesn't just visit, it moves in. The older you get, the clearer those missed opportunities become. You replay conversations where you stayed silent when you should have spoken up. You see the fork in the road where you played it safe instead of taking the risk. You think of the people you lost, not just to time but to pride or fear or distance, and wish you'd reached out one more time. It's not that your life was a failure. Maybe you built something good, raised a family, found moments of joy, but those what-ifs still linger. They're vivid, almost tangible, like scenes from a movie you can't stop watching. You might find yourself lying awake at night, wondering if you could have done it differently, if you could have been more. Regret has a way of twisting the past into something heavier than it was. A single moment, a hesitation, a no, a goodbye, can feel like it defines your whole story. You might wish for a time machine, a chance to go back and rewrite the script. Tell that person you love them. Take that chance you were too scared to grab. Fix the mistakes you didn't see as mistakes until it was too late. The older you get, the more these thoughts tempt you to dwell, to sink into the past and mourn what could have been. It's overwhelming, this constant shadow, because it reminds you of time's one-way street. You can't go back. You can't undo. You can only look at what's done and feel the sting of what's lost. But here's where the true lesson emerges. A lesson so powerful it can lift that shadow off your shoulders if you let it. Regret doesn't have to be your jailer. Yes, it's painful, sometimes excruciating, to face the things you didn't do. But it's also one of life's greatest teachers. It doesn't just show you what you missed. It shows you what matters. It's a mirror, reflecting the fleeting nature of time and the value of the choices you still have. Aging brings regret, no doubt about it, but it also brings the wisdom to turn that pain into purpose. The real power isn't in rewriting the past, it's in reclaiming the present. The past is fixed. You can't change it no matter how many nights you spend replaying it. But the present, that's yours. Regret teaches you that time isn't infinite, that opportunities don't wait forever. And instead of letting that crush you, you can let it wake you up. It's not about erasing the mistakes. It's about learning from them. Those moments you wish you'd been braver? Be brave now. Those words you never said? Say them today. Those dreams you let slip? Chase them while you still can. Regret isn't a dead end. It's a guide, pointing you toward what you can still do, what you can still become. This is the stoic heart of it. You can't control what's gone, but you can control what's here. The shadow of regret will always be there. It's part of being human, but it doesn't have to define you. Let it be a reminder, not a burden. Don't dwell on what you failed to do yesterday. Focus on what you can do today. Call that friend you've been meaning to reach. Start that project you've put off. Take that step, however small, toward the life you still want. No matter how old you are, there's still time not to fix the past, but to shape the now. Regret shows you the cost of inaction, and that's a gift if you use it right. So yes, regret is a constant shadow in old age. It walks with you, whispering of what might have been. But it's also a teacher, urging you to live with intention. Accept the past not as a chain but as a map. It shaped you, taught you, brought you here. And here, in this moment, you have power. You can still say the unsaid, chase the unchasable, be the person you wish you'd been. The shadow may follow, but it doesn't have to lead. Let it guide you instead, toward a present filled with meaning, a future free of new regrets, and a peace that comes from knowing you're not done yet. 5. The illusion of time. When you're young, time feels like an endless road stretching out before you. You look ahead, and the horizon is wide open, years, decades, a lifetime to do everything you dream of. You'll travel the world someday. You'll fix that mistake tomorrow. You'll live the life you want when the time's right. It's a comforting illusion, the belief that you have all the time in the world. Days feel long, years feel abundant, and the clock seems to tick at a leisurely pace. But then you age and something shifts. You blink and a decade's gone. You turn around, and the road behind you is longer than the one ahead. The illusion of time shatters, and you're left with a stark truth. It's not infinite. It slips through your fingers like sand, faster every year, and no matter how much you want it, you can't hold it back. This hits you slowly at first. Maybe it's a birthday that sneaks up too soon, or a memory that feels closer than the calendar says it should. You start to notice how the days blur together, how weeks vanish before you can catch your breath. When you were 20, a year felt like forever. Plenty of time to plan, to dream, to waste. But at 50, 60, 70, it's different. A year is a heartbeat, a fleeting breath. You look back and wonder where it went. Those hours you spent scrolling, those mornings you rushed through, those moments you thought didn't matter. Time, once your ally, becomes a thief, stealing days you didn't even know you'd lost until they're gone. It's a jarring realization. You might catch yourself staring at the clock, counting the hours in a day that suddenly feels too short. The future, once a distant promise, now looms closer, and the past piles up behind you like a stack of letters you never answered. You see it in the small things. The way seasons seem to change overnight, the way your kids grew up while you weren't looking, the way your own face in the mirror shows lines you don't remember earning. Time doesn't just move, it accelerates. And with that speed comes the uncomfortable truth. It will run out. For you, for me, for everyone. No one escapes it. This can feel like a weight pressing down on you. You might panic, scrambling to make up for lost time, or grieve the years you didn't use as well as you could have. Where did it go? Why didn't you do more? Why didn't you savor it? The illusion of endless tomorrows fades, and you're left staring at a reality that's both beautiful and brutal. Time is fragile, finite, and unforgiving. You can't bargain with it, can't buy more of it, can't slow it down. Ticks on, steady and relentless, whether you're ready or not. And as you age, that ticking grows louder, a reminder that every second counts in a way you never understood before. But here's the lesson, the gift hidden in this hard truth. The awareness of time's fragility can be your greatest strength. When you see that time isn't endless, you stop treating it like it is. The illusion fades, and in its place comes clarity. A sharp, urgent clarity that changes everything. Old age teaches you that every moment matters, not tomorrow or next year, but right now. It's not about waiting for the perfect day. It's about making today count. This isn't a call to rush or panic. It's a call to live fully, to strip away the trivial and focus on what's real. Knowing time is limited pushes you to let go of what doesn't matter. The petty arguments, the endless distractions, the chase for things that won't last, they fall away. You start to see the value in the people you love, the experiences that light you up, the simple joys you overlooked when you thought you had forever. A quiet morning with a warm drink, a laugh with someone dear, the feel of the breeze on your skin. These aren't small, they're everything. Time's brevity makes them precious, turns them into treasures you hold close because you know they won't come again. This is the Stoic wisdom at play. Embrace the finite nature of time, and it becomes your ally. Don't fear it, use it. Live with intention, not regret. Stop waiting for permission or the right moment, create it now. Tell that person you love them. Take that walk you've been putting off. Sit still and listen to the world around you. Time's fleeting nature isn't a curse. It's a wake-up call, a chance to live richer, deeper, truer. You can't stop the clock, but you can fill the hours with meaning. And in the end, it's not about how much time you had, it's about how fully you lived it. 6. You become invisible. As the years pile up, there's a shift you might not see coming until it's already upon you. It's not sudden or loud. It sneaks in like a fog, quiet and unnoticed at first. One day you walk into a room and the chatter doesn't pause. You speak, and the nods are polite but fleeting. You stand there, present yet somehow unseen, and it dawns on you, you've become invisible. The world, with its relentless focus on youth and vitality, seems to look right through you. Your opinions, once sought after, now drift past without a ripple. Your presence, once a spark, now fades into the background. Aging strips away the spotlight you didn't even know you were standing in, leaving you with a painful truth. In the eyes of society, you're no longer the main character. This isn't about vanity, it's deeper than that. When you're young, the world notices you. Your energy, your ideas, your potential, they draw people in. You're the fresh face, the loud voice, the one with something new to offer. But as time etches lines into your skin and slows your steps, that attention fades. People stop asking for your advice as often. They assume your stories are outdated, your insights irrelevant. You might walk down the street and feel eyes slide past you, landing on the younger, brighter figures instead. It's not malice. It's just the way things are. Society worships the new, the fast, the shiny, and as you age, you start to feel like you don't fit that mold anymore. You're a shadow, a whisper, a figure blending into the scenery. This invisibility can cut deep. You might catch yourself wondering when it happened. When did you stop being the one they turned to? When did your worth start to feel tied to how often you're seen? It's unsettling to realize that the world no longer pauses for you. At a family gathering, the kids run past without a glance. At work, if you're still there, the younger voices dominate the conversation. Even in casual moments, ordering coffee, chatting with a neighbor, you sense it. That subtle dismissal, that quiet assumption that you've nothing left to give. It's as if age has draped a cloak over you, one that dims your light and muffles your voice. You're still here, still breathing, still thinking, but to so many, you're just there. The weight of this can settle into your bones. You might feel undervalued, overlooked, like a book gathering dust on a shelf no one opens anymore. It's tempting to fight it, to shout louder, to prove you're still relevant, to chase the recognition you once had. You might try to keep up with the trends, mirror the energy of the young, anything to stay in the frame. But the harder you push, the more exhausting it becomes. Because the truth is, you can't force the world to see you. You can't make them stop and listen. And that's where the sting lies. The realization that, in their eyes, your value seems to shrink with every year, as if time has erased what you've built, what you've learned, what you are. But here's where the deeper lesson unfolds. A truth so liberating it can change everything if you embrace it. This invisibility, as painful as it feels, isn't the end. It's a beginning. It's a chance to redefine what matters, to step out of the world's shallow gaze and into something truer. The real gift of growing older isn't in staying visible to others. It's in seeing yourself. Aging forces you to ask, if the world stops looking, who am I? And the answer isn't in their applause or their attention. It's in you, in the life you've lived, the wisdom you've earned, the strength you've forged through years of joy and struggle. Your value was never theirs to give or take away. It's yours, unshakable, rooted in the depths of your own journey. Think about it. When you're young, so much of your worth feels tied to the outside. How many heads turn? How many hands reach out? How many voices cheer you on? But as the world pulls back, as that external validation fades, you're left with something far more real, your own measure. You realize that your worth isn't in the spotlight. It's in the quiet resilience you've built. It's in the scars you carry, each one a story of survival. It's in the wisdom you've gathered, the kind that only comes from living through the mess of life. It's in the way you've loved, fought, fallen, and risen again. These things don't dim with age, they deepen. And no one can see them unless you choose to show them, because they're yours alone. This is the stoic beauty of invisibility. It frees you from the need to be seen. When the world stops watching, you stop performing. You let go of the chase, the exhausting race for approval, the pressure to prove yourself, the hunger for a nod you don't need. Instead, you turn inward. You start to appreciate the richness of your own world, the memories that warm you, the lessons that guide you, the peace that grows when you stop seeking. You see the beauty in the lines on your face, not as flaws, but as maps of where you've been. You hear the strength in your voice, not because it's loud, but because it's honest. You become visible to yourself in a way the world could never match. There's freedom here, a quiet dignity that youth can't touch. Society might celebrate the new and the loud, but age offers something deeper, a worth that doesn't need a stage. You don't have to be the center of attention to matter. You don't have to be noticed to be whole. Your value lies in the journey you've walked, the battles you've won, the person you've become. And when you accept that, when you let go of the need for their eyes, you find a peace that's untouchable. The world can look past you, but you don't have to look past yourself. Invisibility becomes a gift, a chance to live authentically, aligned with your own truth, not theirs. So yes, you become invisible as you age. It's a truth that stings, a shift that can leave you feeling small. But it's also a teacher. It shows you that your worth isn't borrowed, it's built. It's not in their gaze, it's in your soul. Embrace this invisibility not as a loss but as a release. Let it strip away the superficial and leave you with what's real. Because in the end, the only eyes that truly matter are the ones looking back at you in the mirror. And when you see yourself, really see yourself, you'll know you're not invisible. You're alive, you're enough, and you're free. Aging isn't easy. It brings truths that cut deep. The world moving on, health fading, loneliness creeping in, regret shadowing your steps, time slipping away, and the sense of fading into the background. These aren't gentle lessons. They're raw, unfiltered, sometimes overwhelming. But within each one lies a gift, a chance to find meaning where youth often blinds us. Aging isn't a curse. It's an invitation. It's a call to look beyond the surface, to let go of what doesn't matter, and to embrace what does. When you face these challenges head-on, when you lean into the discomfort, you uncover a life richer than you imagined. One built on inner peace, self-acceptance, and a clarity that only time can give. At Zenlight 8, we believe life's hardest truths are its greatest teachers. By staring down the realities of growing older, you don't just survive, you thrive. You learn to care for your body, to find strength in solitude, to turn regret into action, to cherish every fleeting moment, and to root your worth in yourself. These aren't just lessons for old age. They're lessons for now, for every day you're given. So don't shy away from the journey. Face it, live it, because in the end, these truths don't break you, they make you. They guide you to a life that's full, not despite the years, but because of them. To everyone who's walked this path with us, thank you. Thank you for joining us here at Zenlight 8, for listening, reflecting, and growing alongside us. Your presence, your support, your willingness to dive into these deep waters. It's what keeps this channel alive. If this journey has touched you, if it sparked something within, please hit that like button and subscribe. Share this video with someone who might need it, someone who's facing their own shadows and searching for light. Together, we can explore life's truths with courage and wisdom, finding strength in every step. Thank you for being here, for being part of this community. Stay tuned for more, because at Zenlight 8, the journey never stops, and neither does the learning. Until next time, keep seeking, keep living, and keep shining from within.